Made you decide to bring Sylvester's life into Broadway?
Well, there was an inspiration some time ago. I was watching a TV show. This is Anthony. There was a TV show that was on TV1 about Sylvester's life,
Hmm.
and as I was watching it, I was just inspired by his drive, by his ambition, and by his perseverance to be who he was, regardless of anything. And as I started listening and getting into his music and the power of his music, I was saying to myself, wow, there should be something to celebrate this man, celebrate the inspiration that he was. And, because now we have, Paul and other people who are going against the grain now. But there was, to remind people that there was Sylvester before. So Kendrell and I were speaking, and I was like, I feel like something needs to be done. So I found myself writing a script out about his life story and then putting music around it, kind of artistically, just putting music around it. And then as we started to discuss it, we talked about bringing it to the stage in like a concert kind of way. And as we started bringing it to people, to different various producers and things like that, people didn't support us. They didn't think that it was going to happen. They didn't think that it was valid or needed at this point. And then Kendrell turns to me and he's like, well, let's just do it ourselves. So we did a Kickstarter and raised some money and took it and gathered up our entire team, the band, the cast, the rehearsals, everything, and just brought it to the stage. And from that one show we did in July of 2012, we've done shows across the country. And so now it's about going bigger and better, going above and beyond.
Okay. Sylvester is best remembered for his style in clothes. How were you able to bring his style from the 70s, into the 80s, into this Broadway play?
For me, this is Kendrell.
Okay, hello, Kendra.
I'm the costume designer. Sorry. For me, I did a lot of research.
Okay.
Sylvester was in our home. It still is in our home, like nonstop. So I've been watching different documentaries,
Mhm.
all his music videos. We're going to do research in magazines, and finding the key looks that I thought that are wow, that would look great on the stage, and also will go with the story that we were making. So I stayed true to the Sylvester fashion. I didn't, try to give too much.
Mhm.
I I study all the fabrications that they had back then that what we have now that will also be great for stage, for like the lighting and all that type of stuff. But I recreated the look from You Make Me Feel Mighty Real, the best of video,
Yeah.
the white tuxedo. That's the that you see on the poster. He wore that in the video, and I had the fan, everything. I did that whole look and just made it modernized and had it done up for Anthony, and also for the Weather Girls. Sequins were big back then.
Mhm.
So I did the same thing. I saw a video when they were doing Disco Heat. They had on blue sequins. So I thought for the stage, red tops always, for the stage on the light. So
Right.
I started doing blue, I did red. So I just did a lot of research and yeah, just went and sat in fabric stores in New York in the garment district nonstop until I found the right pieces that looked great under the lights and also was true to Sylvester that also make the guy in the audience like gag.
Okay. Wow. That's. I can't wait to see that. Both Anthony and
Oh, no,
Kendra. Yeah. I can't wait to see like the sequence and everything. um.
also that fur in our show is the original fur of Leontine Price. I
Okay.
found what we found at the fur district, and that's what we're using in the show as well.
Okay. Both Anthony and Kendrell, you are a couple. How were you able to work together to bring, this vision, to bring, well, I want to say both of your visions into this play? Because, some people feel as a couple, there's a lot of clashing, especially with, with the costumes, and then, well, Sylvester's this, you have to do this. Like, how were you able to bring your visions into the play?
Well, I think it's more of a collaborative effort. What it came about Kendrell and I is that, Kendrell has a specific mindset when it comes to the business and executively executing certain aspects of the show in itself in its entirety. And then the certain creative directorial aspect that I'm pretty much stronger in that and so we could basically bounce around like that. And when it comes to developing those,
it's not weaknesses. We just play off each other's strengths and weaknesses. What we bring to the table, and just make it work
Oh, okay.
like a team.
Okay. Um, Anthony, Sylvester, of course, some of us who have parents who grew up during the disco era, we know that Sylvester could sing he had a very high pitch when he sang. How were you able to do the same for the play?
Because he can sing.
Oh.
and that's it.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, I've been singing for a long time, in that range, but I never really knew. Like I said, I didn't know of Sylvester, unfortunately, until that TV show. But I think that's what inspired me because it was great to see someone else who could sing with me. Um, so it just kind of comes out. That's the only way I can really explain it. It just divinely comes out.
Okay. All right. How do you feel about being one of few black producing plays on Broadway? I mean, there's a lot of good plays, but there's none that we can really say, oh, there's a black play, let's go and support it, because there's not much. So how do you feel about being one of few black producing plays on Broadway?
For me, this Kendrell, I think it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. And that's why God loves the truth, how I really feel. You get the support. It's hard sometimes. So you get the support from your community. They're like, oh, that's amazing. But Anthony, what's the quote you used earlier about we have to be what?
We have to be excellent to be average.
Mm.
Yeah, like we have to go do the most, and it's like everyone's like, yeah, it's great, but when it's time to like host and do things and people to support it, it's like if it's not ratchet, no one sees it, or
Right.
if it's not stereotypical of something black on Broadway, like someone's like kinky boots. No offense. I'm not gonna say that. Don't say kinky boots. But it's like you're not acting like stereotypical black things on like on Broadway. Like if you're not being a maid, if you're not being a drag queen, if you're not being, just something like the thugs. If it's something not educational and that's learning and entertaining, people don't see it. And especially with Anthony and I, we're young black men, and we're dealing with people who've been doing this for years, like 5+ years, through like in the 50s and 60s. So then here we come in the room, they're like, oh really? They have this look. But
Right.
then we have to prove our respect to them and prove to them that we have our stuff in order. And then once we do that, then everyone wants to come on board. So now we have to weed out, you know, who's there for us genuinely and who's just there trying to get a check. So that's why for the past 2 years, Anthony and I have done everything on our own. We've done all the marketing, we've done all the PR, and so now we've done the whole show. Like he done I done the costume. We've done everything. We didn't need that much help. We put our minds together and learned from our mistakes. But it's a great thing, on paper, but behind the scenes that nobody sees, it can get really challenging at times.
Okay. Um, if some people, Sylvester, like TV One, they had their show Unsung, and not many people knew of Sylvester. But you know, if they see TV One and watch your play, to understand who he was as a person. So, what message do you want people to take away from the play?
You can do anything you want to if you put your mind to it, and you can be who you want to be, if you just stay true to yourself.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Well,
Well,
no. Well, from the play, from me, I guess it's behind the scenes. I guess that's a different question. No.
Okay.
Go ahead. You're fine.
Okay. You said that you were inspired from TV One, and a lot of people will feel, oh well, we know the whole story. We saw Sylvester's story on TV One. We know how he was as a person and all the stuff that went on in his life. So some people will feel that way. Will people be surprised in the play? Like the things that they thought they knew about Sylvester, like will there be any surprises?
there's some surprises when it comes to the songs. I think people come in with an expectation. It's funny because we get a whole array of people who come to the show. Let's just this is Anthony. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We have people who didn't know Sylvester. We have people who kind of knew Sylvester, and then we have people who knew Sylvester himself.
Mhm.
So first of all, you're going in with them knowing, having in their mind what their voice sounds like or what the look looks like, and so you're going into it with all these judgments and expectations, and it's different when you come inside the show and you experience what we're bringing to you because it just kind of
Okay. Where can?
sorry
No,
no
it's okay.
it just well now I was just saying like what we bring to you is a pop of what it is that he is, and so a lot of people will definitely be surprised and happy with what it is that we're bringing to the table.
Okay.
I think we get more into their childhood and certain things that most people would not have. Cheryl, she's really passionate about, making people aware of HIV and AIDS. She knows statistics out of her mind, so easily. She just speaks and speaks. And when she speaks, you listen. You know what I mean? Basically, I learned so much about Cheryl as a person because she's really intelligent. Like honestly, when Anthony, you can ask, comment when we went to go meet her in Philadelphia, it was like we rented her car. We sat down, and mind you, it was like 9 something in the morning, and she's done up. I mean, done at 9 in the morning. Makeup, hair. I said, all right, but when you speak, all of that facade of what you may think of that diva stuff, it's none of that. It's much more of like royalty. Like almost speaking like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know explain. But
I think it's also because you get to see her true passion when it comes to it because she's lived through it. It was a part of her. It was a part of her life, and a lot of her friends, died because of this disease. And so she's speaking from a place of hurt, of anger, of somebody needs to do something. But that's what she said to us. She said, she's screaming and nobody's listening. It's as if, nobody's doing anything. And so because of her and her drive, I think that's where it all comes from. And so we're honored to be a part with her on this venture to take it to another level.
Where can people buy tickets? Because I know that it's premiering in September, and I know a lot of people would love to go and see this play. So where can they buy tickets?
well, tickets are on sale now.
Okay.
For group tickets only. Group tickets on sale now. You can go to www.fabuloussylvester.com. The show is going, and the individual tickets for the public are going to go on sale June 2nd, 2014. You can still buy tickets at www.fabuloussylvester.com. And make sure you go to our Facebook page, which we have all updates and exclusive information on there, and also videos, photos, just news, period. You go to www.facebook.com/Fab, Fab, Sylvester, Sylvester. And our Twitter and our Instagram is Fab Sylvester as well. And like I said, group tickets are on sale now, 10 or more. You get a discounted rate. And individual tickets on sale June 2nd. Anthony, did I miss anything?
No, that's everything. You did that.
And our theater is going to be in New York in Times Square at the Theater Clinic. So, there's only 30. Let me tell you this as well, too. There's 33 shows on Broadway right now. Only 3 shows out of those shows are black shows. So we need people to support. I just had a conversation with Brandy the other day. Everyone complaining about black people don't do anything positive, but we're doing something that we've been working on that's supposed to be positive to the community, and we're employing our own, to be a part of this. So we need y'all to support it. And also, go to our Indiegogo if you want to donate. Whatever. At Indiegogo.com. I think Brandy, you can get that information out and know that.
Yeah, it's in the release side, that Indiegogo link where it says join the movement, be a part of the play with a mighty real donation. The link's right